I want you to watch this clip of a Gazan woman being interviewed about support for Hamas in Gaza. There's lots of speculation about how much support there is. Have a watch of what she says.
غزة مقاومة كلها. فإسرائيل لما فكرت إنه هي بتقضي على حماس في غزة، كل بيت فيه حماس، كل بيت فيه سرايا القدس، كل بيت فيه مقاوم. بدها تقضي على 2.5 مليون بني آدم، كل بيت فيه غزة مقاومة كلها.
So here we see that she's saying that you'll find Hamas in every house in Gaza. Okay? Meanwhile, we saw from President Biden very much a different take.
The vast majority of Palestinians are not Hamas. Hamas does not represent the Palestinian people.
Unfortunately, Mr. President, it looks like Hamas very much do. And this, by the way, is not just from one anecdote of this interview with this lady. This is from polling, which has been done regularly since October 7th to today, where we're finding that there is widespread support among the Arabs in Gaza and Judea and Samaria, or the West Bank as it's termed. So not just in Gaza, but even in Judea and Samaria. There is widespread support, majority support. We're talking like 70 to 80% in polling, who supported what Hamas did on October 7th, the worst massacre and genocide of Jews since the Holocaust. So, and by the way, we can go even further than just that. There's also widespread evidence from IDF soldiers going house to house, finding Hamas support, weapons, entry for tunnels, posters, ammunition, people that are basically very sympathetic towards Hamas, from the hostages who had said it's everywhere, it's absolutely everywhere, and support for Hamas's modern day Nazi-esque ideology is everywhere. So what do we do with that? What do you do with that information? As that woman said, what, is Israel going to get rid of 2.5 million people? Well, the first thing to say is we have to have clarity on what the problem is, that it is widespread. This notion that Israel is just focusing on, Hamas militants and civilians. Many of the civilians are supportive of Hamas, are complicit. If you're a teacher raising kids to become martyrs, are you an innocent civilian? If you're a mother raising kids or cooking food for terrorists so they can keep going, are you innocent? If you are hiding ammunitions in your house for Hamas, or working in a hospital where you're allowing for a tunnel entrance for Hamas, are you an innocent civilian? So it's much more blurry than that. And we have to have clarity on that. But the second point is, well, what would you do if, let's say, in World War II, you faced a population that voted for Hitler? So you have to get rid of the infrastructure for sure. Then you have to determine what's going to be the new reality. And my view is that this land is the Jewish people's land. We've tried to dance their tune of saying, have the land, try it, you take it, even though it's not really theirs. And what do we get? We get October 7th. They don't want to live in peace. They don't want to build the Singapore of the Middle East. So Israel has absolutely every right to say, those who are going to, once you've destroyed the military infrastructure, those who are going to be hostile in any way, those who are a security threat anyway, Israel has every right to do what they need to do to deal with those people, as every sovereign state does. And I don't know what that would look like. I don't know how Israel deals with that. There's multiple options. But the onus is on them. If you're going to will the destruction of my people, if you're going to will to wipe us all out, which is what the Hamas plan is, then I'm sorry, you've lost your right to live in our land or have security or anything. That's just basic common sense, basic morality. Let's also not forget, by the way, that there will be people who are secretly sympathetic to Israel, but they can't say anything. First of all, a lot of them have just been brainwashed, and with a bit of de-brainwashing, things can change. But also, many people are simply too scared to speak up. And they could easily switch sides once they see the situation on the ground change. So, all I'm saying is that no matter what percentage of the population it is, if you will to wipe out a people that you live among, in whose land you dwell in, then you lose your right to live in freedom and security. And it's quite as simple as that. And we hope and pray that there will be peace, that most Arabs will change their ways and be happy to live among the Jews in peace. But if they're not willing to, then don't expect Israel to say, well, yeah, sure, just be fully integrated with us, live alongside us, we'll be fine with that. No self-respecting nation, no nation willing simply to live and survive, would accept that. And neither should Israel.
Hi, thank you so much for watching. To watch another one, click here. To stay up to date with all our content, click here to subscribe. And if you're able to, you can help support JTV to grow and grow by clicking join below this video, where you can become a member and get perks including early access to videos and private live discussions with me. But most of all, you'll be partnering with us on our mission to change the world.